Well, hello and welcome to Sports by Compian. We are back. I know you guys missed us a lot, and today I'll be flying solo as we talk about, of course, the Super Bowl. That's right. NFL action has officially wrapped up for the year as the Seattle Seahawks take care of business against the New England Patriots. Absolutely handled them throughout most of the game. I didn't even have to wake up to the third quarter to figure out that this game was going to be a bit of a blowout. Seattle just got a lot of field goals. Maybe Jason Myers was robbed of a Super Bowl MVP. We'll never know. Either way, he did have a phenomenal Super Bowl for a kicker. Set the all-time record, I believe, with the most field goals. Sammy Darnold and the boys get it done. That's right. Sam Darnold, Mr. Seeing Ghost himself, that guy you always thought would just be a journeyman quarterback, becomes the first NFL quarterback to win a Super Bowl after having been on five different teams. Pretty crazy, pretty cool. But Sammy gets it done. A hell of a retribution story. But I think the real story was about Seattle Seahawks defense all playoffs long. It's incredible what these guys did. We're just absolutely shut down. Pretty much only Stafford was able to figure them out. The 49ers couldn't figure them out. New England definitely couldn't figure them out. It's this is a very well run defense that has a lot of studs. And you guys probably saw what I had pulled up earlier. Might as well just hop into it now. This is how you do it. You hit on draft classes on the draft every single year for the past 3 years, 4 years now. This is incredible. So, for those of you who maybe don't remember, Russell Wilson was, in fact, traded over to Denver in return for a bunch of first round picks and other picks. And that's how the Seattle has started to build that defense known as the dark side, that not even a lot of people know who the heck is over there, what the name of some of these guys are. I'll tell you what, people are starting to learn real quick because this has just been phenomenal drafting in the last couple of years. So first round pick all the way back to 2022, Charles Cross. So good player for them. Then of course Jackson Smith and Jigba and Weatherspoon both. Weatherspoon maybe had the best postseason you could have as a corner possible, just absolutely shutting down everywhere. And of course Smith and Jigba led all the receivers at receiving yards this past year. We got Brian Murphy, great piece on their defense as well as a first round pick. And Gary, I'm assuming Mr. Gary's over there on the O line since that looks exactly like an O lineman mustache. But yeah, it's just it's incredible how well they've done with drafting the last couple of years. That's how you build a championship defense that holds New England to 13 points. Of course, Drake May with some late quarter heroics gets himself 235 passing in the fourth quarter. Pretty impressive. It was an NFL record. Of course, it was too little, too late. And unfortunately for him, two terrible interceptions that really, I mean, the game was mostly already sealed at that point, but those certainly didn't help. And he could not stay comfortable all night. Was constantly getting pressure. He gets sacked, 6 times here, but he was pressured all night long. So rough night for the second year quarterback. Something tells me he'll bounce back, although he would have to be the first of quarterbacks who got there in their second year and never been back to Super Bowl. Weird stat because two of those guys are still in the NFL, or three of them now. So I don't even know about that stat. But anyway, Stevenson and Henderson could just not get the ball going. The two Suns struggled to establish a run game against a ferocious Seattle defense, and that sure doesn't help you as a young quarterback when you're already having a tough night. And now it's just on you to move that ball. I don't think his receivers helped him out too much. Couldn't get separation. Couldn't make hard catches for your boy. Tough night overall for this Patriots offense. Their defense has certainly kept them in the game. Hell of a game out of Christian Gonzalez, who was targeted often and, had some huge bat downs that really kept this game close. So a real impressive performance from him. Um, Definitely one of the best corners in the NFL, and he's going to get paid like it here soon. And of course, the Super Bowl MVP, Mr. Kenneth Walker, with some superb running on the night. Of course, there's that highlight of him just taking his time at the line of scrimmage, waiting for that gap to open up and flying through. He trusts the O line. He knows what they're doing. and he is having himself a hell of a postseason run that's really going to get him paid. Very happy for the boy. I hope he can carry this momentum into fantasy next year. He was all right, but I just feel like he could have been better if he had all this cooped up. Cooper Kupp leads the boys in receptions because Smith and Jigbo is dealing with some injuries on and off the field. So Cooper Kupp steps up and just enough. That's pretty much what Sammy Darnold did. 50% completion rating, nothing to write home about, but he does get 202 yards. He gets a touchdown, and most importantly, no interception, one sack. He handled it much better than Jake May, which is to be expected of a journeyman who's like him, who's been through a lot of adversity. Huge win for the city of Seattle. The 12th man is still celebrating, I'm sure, as we're pretty with this recap. Real weird stuff. Other things that happened that weekend. Six Nations kicked off. That's right. France and Ireland went at it to begin the Six Nations. That is the annual Six Nation rugby tournament where France, Ireland, Scotland, Italy, Wales, and England all go to battle every year. France has been obviously one of the top countries in this nation's battle yearly, and Ireland has been the other. And so to start off the whole tournament with these two going head to head was exciting. We did not maybe expect to see France handle Ireland as we did, but the Irish fall hard to France, and they will look to recoup this next week as they take on, I believe they got Wales. We're going to get into that here in a minute. We'll give you guys a glimpse of what week 2 looks like. But yeah, huge win for France. They're back doing their French stuff, and they take care of business in round 1. Speaking of not taking care of business, Scotland falls to Italy. This is a game that just you can't lose, man. You can't lose this one if you're Scotland, because this just proves we're not going to do anything this Six Nations. And like, not to discredit Italy, obviously, but if you lose to them, we're probably not winning. Who knows? Maybe they're going to go on to win this thing. I don't think so. And I do love Italy. I do love them in this competition. I love seeing them get their wins, but not against fucking Scotland. God damn it. Scotland just could not get shit going in the rain. Meanwhile, Italy was able to take advantage of a couple opportunities. Not a crazy game. Finn Russell had some nice kicks in this one. Not enough, boys. And we fall to Italy. Really tough times for Scotland. They should be embarrassed. The final game, of course, was England absolutely destroying Wales. Doesn't seem quite fair. England has been firing on all cylinders. I don't know if they've lost in the last 20 or so games they've played. So they're looking super good right now. Very scary times for Scotland as they have to take on England this week. That's right. I do remember who Scotland's playing in round 2. It's good old England in Murrayfield, who will try to defend the homeland. I can't get a good Scottish accent. I'm terribly sorry I even tried. But what I will say is that this Scotland team has somewhat had England's number over the last 5 meetings, although England did inch out a victory last year, and everything seems to point to them getting quite a victory this year as well in Murrayfield. But the Scots will hold strong. Let's see how that goes. So I'm picking the Scotland for that one. No particular reason other than that they just don't like to lose to England, and I think they feel bad enough about what happened against Italy that they're going to win this. And if not, dude, this coach is probably gone. Anyway, Italy coming off their huge win against Scotland. Can they keep the momentum going as they take on the Irish juggernaut that's looking to rally after getting their ass kicked by France? I don't see it happening. I do think Ireland will hold strong at home. I think they are even at home for this one. So it's just crazy for you, Italy. But yeah, I do think Italy will put up a good fight. This is going to be a very good game. If Italy wins this, dude, that would be nuts. They will definitely be a contender for the championship. It would be really cool to see actually a deep Italy run. Wales, as they continue to deal with everything they're dealing with as a country, as far as rugby goes, they are just not in a good place rugby wise. And now they have to take on the Titan, the good old France champion. I don't see them pulling off a victory at all in Principality Stadium. I do think France walks into Wales and gets the win to go 2-0 in this tournament so far. It's going to be hard to slow down France, dude. We'll see what England's got this year, but it's looking like it's going to be a French type of championship. So really sad to see. No one likes the French, so it's terrible news, but that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like France is about to go 2-0. It looks like England potentially, maybe, probably is going to go 2-0, and either Ireland or Italy are really going to take a step towards, well, Italy more so. If they get this win, dude, and they're 2-0, that's pretty cool. That's going to be really fun to see. And now they're a passionate group, so as if they're 2-0, they're going to start believing in their own shit, and it's gonna start looking really wild over there. So another exciting week. Week 2 is going to be way more entertaining than week 1 was, I believe, of Six Nations. Speaking of things to come, I know everyone's sad that the NFL is over, but fear not, friends, for there is UFL. That's right, your spring football is back with another year of football, and we're going to kick this thing off March 27th when the Kings, the new franchise, the new kids on the block over down there by Kentucky, they're going to be playing against the Stallions. Now, I don't know where this game will be. Might be in Alabama, might be in, Kings. But I think more importantly, we're about to find out what the Kings are made of as they take on a very historic team to here with the Stallions, who won at least the first 3 or 4 ever championships. So they're freaking good. Kings are brand new. Let's go to battle. Speaking of, well, we got the Battlehawks and the DC Defenders, 2 familiar opponents. I believe they played each other in the playoffs as well. These two always play each other tight. Always a good time to watch. What's going to happen this year as the DC Defenders, the defending champions, take on our very own Battlehawks, St. Louis Battlehawks here on Sports by Compian. That's our team. Maybe they're going to get a playoff win this year because we changed our quarterback. There was a shift in all of it. They basically shuffled all the players. They shuffled all the coaches. We got back some of our boys. We did not retain the coach. That coach, in fact, is over with Orlando. And we will get into what is Orlando's up to as they take on the Aviators from Ohio. But before that, we got to go into the Gamblers who are back. That's right, Houston Gamblers are back. And they are taking on the Bandits. Mr. Luis Perez himself over there in Arlington will be playing against Houston to start it off, the Texas rivalry. We're going to find out right off the bat which Texas team is going to start stronger, which one will start better. We're all about to find out, that's for sure. So what we got, about 8 teams this year? Not the most teams you'd like to see, but 8 is better than what MLR has going on. So we'll get into that in a later episode. But it was not a fun off season for MLR rugby. Sad times. Anyway, Aviators, new team as well, come out of Ohio. So we'd love to see Ohio get into football team. They now take on, well, another football team, I should say. But they need a spring one, dude. All right, what are they supposed to do in the spring? Not watch football? That's crazy talk. So anyway, they are taking on Orlando. The coach from the Battlehawks is now over there with Orlando. We'll find out if a fresh start's better for him, better for us, better for everyone. But most of this is taking place, I would assume, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday by those dates there. So we'll find out what happens. Exciting times, people. UFL is back. The DC Defenders start off the year defending against the Battlehawks. Well, there's a battle for Texas. Who will run it? As well as the new kids on the block immediately going after one of the big veterans within the Stallions. And finally, 2 new teams collide. One will receive their first franchise victory, the other their first franchise loss. We got our UFL football, ladies and gentlemen, and it's coming to you in late March. So get excited about that. We will keep you in the loop over here on Sports Back because we know that you love it and need to know about it. Folks, that's just going to about do it for me. I do appreciate you tuning in. Now, we have been MIA for a minute there, so we had to, really get in here and let you folks know that we do care about you and that we love you. Thank you for supporting the program. Shout out to Baby Kai. This episode's for you, buddy. Sorry, it didn't work out, but we love you and we'll always love you, not just on Sports by Compian, but at large. Thanks to you, folks. Sports by Compian. We're out.